Good evening and welcome to Rinkside with Red Hockey. My name's Paul Shuttleworth. Alan Gould is my co-presenter for tonight's game against the Bracknell Bees. Last time the two teams met, it was quite a physical thing by the end of the game.
It was indeed. The pre-season friendly, if you want to call it that, turned pretty physical. The Tigers came away with the win, which is the most important thing, but yeah, very physical.
Now, the thing for the Tigers at the moment is we've had a bit of a goal drought, particularly a couple of 0-0 first periods in a few games. Early scoring is crucial to getting the results they're looking for.
It is exactly that, and you know, we've seen over the past few games the Tigers have been taking, on a game as a whole, about 80% possession of the game and been not only unable to get the quick start they need, but to get any start at all. They've been unable to get the puck in the back of the net.
Statistically, the Telford Tigers are the most likely team to convert their power plays into goals, but it's not happening at home.
It's a strange phenomenon. I read some statistics today that in the league the Tigers are leading the power play goal scoring percentage-wise, which is a good thing, but we're not seeing it here.
Peter Szabo got a goal last night, a little earlier on. I caught up with him.
So, a tough game last night in Basingstoke.
Yeah, it was a really tough game. You know, it's always hard to play in Basingstoke. They are, you know, good team, strong team. But you know, we just need to stick together, play our system, and start from little things, because we are in a hole right now and we need to get out of it.
Absolutely. I mean, we've been watching you play and a lot of teams are really closing you down. That must be really frustrating as an individual for them to be trying to mark you out the game.
I don't look at that, you know, like I'm looking myself. I don't look what they doing to me, you know. I just need to, you know, play my game, and hopefully, you know, my line will start going, start clicking, and I think it will be very important.
Fantastic. Well, good luck with tonight's game, Peter.
Thank you, thank you.
So as we head into tonight's game, Alan, the Telford Tigers really need that early goal, as we mentioned earlier, against the Bracknell Bees. That will make all the difference, won't it?
It's certainly a confidence booster, you know, and I spoke to Tom earlier just while he was preparing for tonight's game, and he said, really, you know, that is his emphasis on every single game, to go out and get that first goal. And we've just been hitting brick walls, so I don't know, you know, he's not going to tell me the tactics he's employing tonight, but he's got to look for a way through, and I hope we see it tonight, because there's a lot of people upstairs are looking for the win, and the team in particular.
Let's take a look at tonight's action. Good evening, welcome to Telford Ice Rink for Rinkside with Red Hockey. The Telford Tigers taking on the Bracknell Bees. Referee Perring indicates to the bench that he's ready, looks either side to check in with the goal judges, and the puck drops on the first period. It was won by Szabo, back to Maynard. He backhands it down to Sam Zajac. Puts it through neutral ice, gets a touch from Szabo. Ralph for Bracknell dumps the puck down. He's wearing a cage. It looks like he's come up through junior development, and he's icing for the Bees tonight. He's strong on the puck, but not the strongest of physical players. Plant round the back of the net, takes the puck into the corner. The shot comes from the point, and that shot came from Max Babrea. Kicked in by the Bracknell defenceman to hold it into the end zone. Graham picks it up. Costa pulling his stick round him and trying to get the stick lift just to hustle the puck out of the corner. And
we're seeing this. Now they've done it. We have this tendency not to get it out of our own.
Szabo is the head man, takes over the blue line. Silverthorne drives for the net. The netminder makes the save, and the defenceman just backhands it into the boards.
Maynard's gone in deep. Miller stayed back on the point.
Savage was the Bracknell defenceman that cleared it out. There's two young face cages protecting the net. Silverthorne shoots and scores! He's just in the high slot above the hash marks, received the pass, bought his time, picked the spot, and the first Telford goal is scored by Jason Silverthorne on 3 minutes and 16 seconds. And we've been saying for weeks, Alan, what we need is the first goal.
And there we have it. We saw Szabo take the puck all the way around. I was just about to say, Silverthorne stood in open ice in the middle. Szabo looked up, saw him, fed it over to him. One-timer from Silverthorne, straight to the back of the net. That's what we needed.
And into the corner now, trying to dig up the puck.
Salem's in that open space again, in a high slot, but it comes out. Galazzi
Walks in, shoots, and Sam Gospel
here we
makes the
go.
save. And Galazzi's involved with it as well. And he's no stranger to mixing it up. And suddenly, we've got every player on the ice by the netminders involved in a bit of a tussle. And it's Dan Scott that's involved.
Dan Scott with.
And he's over the top of him. He's holding him and pulling him down.
And he's got him
it's
down.
good work from Dan Scott there. Oh, and then we've got two players now.
And the helmets are off.
Graham
It's
and
Galazzi and Joe Graham are going.
decide to go.
They're squaring up.
They're in the centre of the circle. That's
And
just
Joe
to the
Graham
right.
gets a couple in. Galassi's cut. Oh, he bids a leg one on Joe Graham.
Graham held his shirt and got a few
And he's getting
hooks
another
in,
one
but
back, but
Galazzi comes
Galazzi-
over the top with the right-hander and connects straight onto Joe Graham. They had a bit of, let's say, overflow from the last time these two teams led.
And Joe Graham's gesturing to the crowd to get it going. Joe Graham has taken a couple of big hits from Galassi there, and he's taken them for the team. And he's turned round to the crowd, a la Owen Bennett style, waving to them to get them on their feet and cheering. And that's worked.
It's a 4-on-4, so there's plenty of space now. Turner drives the left wing. Forced out by Danny Rose, but the puck's still through in front of Sam Gospel, and there's a calamity for the puck. Martin Andre just tipped the puck underneath Sam Gospel, but there was no way anyone could have got near it. You got Martin Andre on the floor and Sam Gospel just trying to get it underneath his body for a stoppage in play. And now Bracknell on the break. It's 2-on-2, 3-on-2. Smittle comes over the right side, picks it up in the high slot, shoots, and a brilliant catch in mid-save from Sam Gospel, and that will fill the lad with confidence as a hard shot from Smittle is picked out of the air by that rolling catch in mid, and that freezes it down. A fantastic save from Gospel.
Face off in front of the Tigers shop.
Team store, Alan.
Team store, sorry, the team store.
It's not a sweet shop in Whitley Bay, you know. Shot, and a goal comes from the point. It was Ford, he bought the time. There was a lot of traffic in front of Sam Gospel. He fired it in, and you heard
between his next 5 holes.
Gospel heard it go in, and now it's a 1-1 game. So a power play goal for the Bracknell Bees.
Is that Ford?
Yeah. Ford shot from the point. Shot comes from Salem on the first time from Martin Andre's pass and goes across the front of the net.
Come on.
Andre down to Miller.
Have a shot, son.
Up to Andre.
Yes,
first time shot.
Oh, that's straight.
That's gonna hurt.
It's straight into is it Lewis Turner, and he stayed on the ice. That was a
the referee blows a stoppage in play. Telford got possession, but Salem looked back because he was
big
concerned.
One-timer from Salem.
It was a first-time shot and a massive shot, and you can see the grimace. That really hurt. You could tell with the way he went down. You always know when a player's seriously hurt. It is Turner.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
But Smittle lifts him up from the top, and then teammates lift him onto the stretcher to applause from the Telford fans, because obviously nobody wants to see anybody get injured. He's pulled his shirt over his face as he's grimacing with pain, being on the receiving end of that shot. There's 3 minutes and 38 left to play in this period. Pretty much Telford have got time for at least one good push. Zajac holds onto the puck. Zarbo curls on the right wing. Miller comes across centre ice. Silverthorne comes from the left wing up the centre, and it's dumped into the end zone. There's a call for icing, but the linesman says no. Shot from Zarbo, but he's held up well by the Bracknell defenders. Smittle comes through, and the hooter goes at the end of the first period. The Telford Tigers 1, Bracknell Bees 1. So tonight's performance, one thing we said we wanted the first goal. We got that. The momentum was there. There was a lot of fire in the game after the roughing incident a couple of minutes later. Then, to be fair, it seemed to die out a little bit.
The Tigers came out, and did exactly what they had to do. We welcome back tonight Jason Silverthorne for his home debut following injury, and the guy came out and he repaid everybody with a goal, which was brilliant to see. And as you say, it fizzled out. It just went to nothing at the end of the period.
Bracknell got themselves a goal. It was a power play goal. There were a few seconds left. To be fair to Sam Gospel, there was a lot of traffic in front of him. It was a shot from the point, but that evened things up and took a lot of bite out of the game.
It did. I mean, the game had been all majority Telford up until that point. And, what Telford have to do is not let the heads go down when this happens. This is the big thing. When a team is scoring against Telford, the heads seem to go down. And that's what Tom has to get into these guys to not let happen. And that's what has happened, and it nullified the rest of that period.
The shots on goal really even. 10 against Bracknell, 11 against Telford. There's nothing in that.
nothing in that, and you know the goal scoring percentage is going to be even as well, obviously. But it's nice to see that we've got on the score sheet first for a change.
Let's take a look at the second period. Silverthorne, Miller and Zabo, first line lineup. Kosteruk, Bacharach and Tawalski are the line of forwards that line up for Bracknell as the second period. The puck drops. Zabo's pushed to his feet.
Dumped in the Bracknell end.
Up to the point. And Kosteruk spoons
and
it.
now we've got a break.
Now,
a 2-on-1.
Babrea with Plant. Babrea winds up, big shot. And Mettenham makes the save. Now the puck.
Zajac has gone in late.
Yeah.
And it's all kicking off behind the net.
The netminder had the puck. The referee's arm is in the air for the penalty. And to be fair to Mettenham, he got it covered. Zajac came in late, pushed the puck from under the body. It went from under the netminder into the goal. But then there was a lockout with the Bracknell players coming back.
Zajac's complaining about something. He was late in. From here, it looked like he was laid in.
He was.
And he was digging at the goalkeeper. He got the puck in the net. It's not going to count, of course.
1-1 the score. 27 minutes and 37 seconds. We're nearly at the halfway mark. More ice hockey action straight after the break. Welcome back to Rinkside with Red Hockey, the Telford Tigers and the Bracknell Bees. 1 goal each as Kosteruk and Silverthorne line up for a face-off in Bracknell's defensive zone. Telford on the attack with a 30-second power play remaining. The puck comes back. Gospel passes up to Zabo. Headmans it to Babrea, comes through the middle. Stick handles round the defenseman on the left wing. Walks in, shoots, and the deflection from the netminder goes into the corner. And Savage almost tucked himself in behind the netminder in case he missed it.
Babrea's out in front.
Up in the slot, Babrea shoots it, scores! And the puck was bobbling in the slot. Babrea literally picked it up on the stick and put it in the left side about halfway up the goal to beat Mettenham, which puts the Telford Tigers 1 goal in front on 28 minutes exactly.
Now that wasn't a tidy goal. We saw a clear view from here. The puck went up onto its side, was rolling around, but Babrea had the skill to take control of it and just wafted it into the net.
He literally scooped it on the side, knuckle puck style, and threw it into the back of the net from his stick on a wrist shot. And it goes back to Dan Scott. He backhands it off the gut, caught by Peter Zabo, laid down. He carries on playing, but Smittle picks the puck up. And now Joe Miller's in front of the net. There's nobody with him, but he just didn't get in front to get the shot away. Goes behind the net, passes forward to Silverthorne. He winds up for the shot, the catching mitt save, but the puck then dropped out, the catching mitt behind the net. And now a massive shot from Dan Scott. The rebound comes in. Miller tries to backhand it forward, and this is the type of pressure we want to see from the Telford Tigers. The puck goes on the back of the net. Referee Perrin blows his whistle, puts 2 hands in the air. Salem carries it out, passes forward to Miller, hits the blue line, walks in, shoots, and the rebound comes down, and that was a high stick rebound.
Mettenham didn't know where it was on the rebound.
But it dropped to a Telford player, so the referee washed it off. First time shot from the point from Dan Davis. Rebound to Miller, and an empty net. Miller shoots the puck. The rebound comes off the netminder. Plant picks up the puck.
It was an empty net.
And there was an empty net, and he just backhands it. He couldn't get to pull it back, so it drifts into the corner. Babrea tries to swing it forward.
Babrea's looking tired. He's got to get off now.
It was picked up there by Fowler.
Yep,
backhanded through. Smittle turns up ice, has a look, backhands it through, puck bounces down, Maynard picks it up, he's got the open pass, gives it to Zabo, Silverthorne on the right wing, back to Zabo, walks through the middle, and stood up well by Savage, cleared out then to Barkley, winds up with a massive shot from the point, and that goes straight through Sam Gospel's 5-hole into the back of the net.
Well, let me tell you, one hell of a goal we've just seen there. Barkley just wound a massive one up from the blue line.
Gospel was down, it was in, it was
that hard
on the ice, it was that quick, yeah, it went through in milliseconds. So a great shot from just inside the blue line into the back of the net from Barklick, brings it back to a 2-2 game with 3 minutes and 6 seconds remaining in the second period. Plant hits the blue line and we hit the end of the second period, and we've got a tied game with the Telford Tigers 2, the Bracknell Bees 2. That was quite an end-to-end period of hockey, Alan. Fantastic work rate from both teams, and Telford making those early shots. That one we mentioned from Silverthorne really starting to pay off.
It was a whole hectic period, you know, and as you say, Silverthorne is getting in and mixing it up a bit. We had another couple of minutes of quietness, but again, a really good hockey period.
I thought there were some great chances by Joe Miller as well. I thought he was going to appear on the clock because at one stage, I think he had 3 goes at rebounds coming off the netminder.
But something's ignited Miller there. We mentioned in the earlier commentary he was up and down, back and forward, picking pucks out of the air, setting up a couple of shots himself. Nothing to show for it yet, but that's what we need to see. It'll come eventually.
So with a fantastic work rate, Telford outshot 16-9, which is much better shot percentage than we had in the first period, but still we're on a tight game.
It is a tight game, and what we did witness as well from Bracknell's side was one hell of a goal from Bakalik. He took a massive shot from the blue line, and I don't think any keeper was going to stop that.
There was so much power behind it. It was so quick. So what can happen? We'll find out as we look at the third period action. Players line up for the third period. 2-2 the score. Rinkside with red hockey, and there's a bit of scrapping about at centre ice as nobody really gets possession until it comes back to Sam Zajac. He shoots it up high. Silverthorne skates after it. Tap forward. Kosteruk delays. Barker lit with a big shot. A great pad save, and a second one comes in as the puck shoots from the corner, and he caught it in his pad, just in where the pad turns up from the ankle. And at this time, a catching mitt save from Barkley. And now Bracknell cleared up the ice. It deflects off Martin Andre's skate, but Dan Scott skates back hard, picks it up, but doesn't clear it out. Bracknell keep it in. It goes up in the air, and Gospel picks it up out the air. And they're dangerous as well when they arc high, because you're looking to get underneath it if it takes a bounce.
And what was worrying there, Kosteruk was stood on the far Telford goalpost, all on his own. Nobody beside him.
Just waiting to see if it took one of those bounces. 2-2 the score. 6 minutes and 18 seconds left to play. The puck goes off the draw. Silverthorne wins it, but drops his stick. Goes back to the bench for a spare stick. Drops the spare one, picks up his own. And now Fowler gives the puck across to Kosteruk. Kosteruk comes on the inside of Silverthorne. Cuts in front, walks round, shoots. Oh my Lord!
Save.
Sam Gospel. Now, Martin Andre, I think you got to see. But let's just talk about Sam Gospel's save for a minute. He leans forward with his stick. He flicks his stick, which puts the puck in the air. The puck is then going over his own head. He leans back, gets his glove to it, and tips it over. That was some amazing athletics between the pipe, and if that doesn't get save of the year from Sam Gospel. Zajac bends down, pushes the puck into the end zone. Barkley holds his stick and spins him off, and Zajac looks back to the linesman, but he thought it was the referee. Plant behind, tries for the wraparound. It took a deflection from Barklik's skate, and if Silverthorne could have got some wood on that, you'd have had a goal.
And Sammy Zajac has pulled down for about the third time this shift, and the referee's having none of that. Meanwhile, Fowler's now got the puck behind the Telford.
Maynard plays the body and dumps him, and Maynard's got to be careful with those when you dump a player like that, because it's going to look like a tripping penalty if you're not careful, but he got away with it. Miller now skates into the Bracknell wall, skates through the middle. He gets through the two players, shoots over the top, and the puck hits the boards and drops on the back of the netting, so the referee will blow it down for a stoppage in play. But end-to-end action from the Telford Tigers and the Bracknell Bees. Rinkside with red hockey. 2-2 the score. 3 minutes left to play in one of the tensest game of hockey we've seen in a long time.
And the fans are now on the edge of the seats now.
Puck's tied up.
This place is going to erupt if there's a goal goes
around the back of the net.
And here the fans
comes through to neutralise. Maynard puts it down. Fowler gets a stick to it. Miller catches it. Passes it off to the left wing. Brea kicks it forward. Zarbo's deep in the end zone. The puck goes down. Miller comes in front. And it's off Miller and goes into the back of the net. Joe Miller didn't even know. He comes across the front. His stick is on the ice. The pass comes, deflects off. And you can see the deflated defenseman from Bracknell lying face down in the crease.
Said the fans were getting behind the team. The pass came across, it tipped off Miller's stick. You quite rightly say, I don't think he knew anything about it, but it went past Metham. 3-2 Tigers.
Zajac
That's all
off the boards, up ice.
Play defensive.
The netminder's looking back to the bench. They've got no timeout because what we said was a great strategical timeout. Now you need it.
Yeah.
Plant throws it down low. 20 seconds left. If Telford can keep it in that end zone, Plant takes the body. Hills down on the puck carrier. Kept in by Silverthorne. Plant's hovering around on the blue line.
10 seconds to go. It's in the Bracknell end.
The fans are on their feet, cheering and clapping for the Tigers as Barkalik picks it up, shoots from the halfway line.
Oh, my word! It bounced off Sam Gospel.
Sam Gospel.
And the second shot goes wide.
Gospel got his glove to it and deflected away from the goal, but the puck carried on, and that was so close to tying it up on the dying seconds.
I've got to say, I thought Bracknell looked the sharper in that period. I thought Bracknell were going to take it.
Well, the Telford Tigers fans now on their feet, clapping and cheering, but a fantastic game, and I think it's fair to say it's well worth a worthy round of applause to the Bracknell Bees. Barkalik, with frustration, pushes the net and throws it off because he's so frustrated. He knew how close that was to an overtime game.
So firstly, congratulations.
Thanks. It's nice to pick up 2 points at home. It's been a long time coming.
That was quite a difficult game though, wasn't it? I mean, Silverthorne came up with that goal on 3:16. It gave you a comfortable start, but then Bracknell never let up.
No, they worked extremely hard, and I think that's something Bracknell do. They play physical. They don't play overly technical, but they keep it simple. They push pucks to the corners, and in a couple of their inputs, they've got guys that can change games and win hockey games. And I said to the boys at the end of the second period, we're going to win this ugly, and we did win it ugly. I thought our performance tonight was really poor as a whole. A lot of turnovers, a lot of individual errors, and that comes down to guys being nervous, guys feeling the pressure, not playing with any confidence, and it's playing on guys, and they're making nervous mistakes and making bad decisions, and I expect people to be better as a group. We work extremely hard through the week. I think we need to get fitter. I think we need to get stronger. There's a lot of areas in our game that are not good enough at the minute.
And one of the positives to pull out of tonight was Sam Gospel's performance tonight.
Yeah, great to see Sammy go out and win us the hockey game. But we need our goalies to do that when perhaps we're not playing as well as we should be, or we're finding it tough in the front of the net as we have done of late. We need our goalies to win us a game or to sneak us a game.
So that was the game that the Tigers fans have been waiting for. Now, next week, the Telford Tigers head down to Guildford on Saturday. And then if you want to be part of that exciting ice hockey action, then make sure you grab hold of tickets for the next home game, which is on Sunday, the 11th of October, when the Telford Tigers take on Swindon Wildcats. You can go online to www.tigershockeyuk.com to get hold of tickets. This is Rinkside with Red Hockey.